Hello and welcome to the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce Chamber Vibes podcast. This morning we have a very special guest. We are joined by Sarah Booth, who is the Director of Recruiting and Retention for Sam Moore Furniture in Bedford. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's cold out there this morning.
It is. I'm not ready. I'm good with the fall weather, but the really cold, I don't think I'm ready for it yet.
Me either. So Sam Moore was the recipient of the Chamber's Excellence in Business Award, Large Business of the Year, that we announced at our gala in September. So congratulations again on winning that award.
Yeah, thank you so much. We were all very excited. It was something we were all getting pumped up for, knowing the award ceremony was coming. So it was very exciting for the team and our employees to win that.
Yeah, and you guys actually were featured in a Home News Now article after winning that award. So can you tell us a little bit about that article?
Yeah, sure. So, really furniture is very big in the High Point, North Carolina area and Hickory, and that's where a lot of our divisions are because Sam Moore is actually part of a larger organization called Hooker Furnishings based out of Martinsville. And so, sometimes it's a little tough because we are, a little bit out of that furniture world, but we have been in business for so long and, we make such a great product that we share in that, in the market every year in High Point. So it was really exciting for an organization that does a lot of features in that High Point Hickory area to reach out to us and be able to have that feature, so it was sort of exciting to see and share with our team throughout the plant and the entire organization.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And one thing that is so important for Sam Moore is giving back to the community. And I know that you have the longest list of things that you've done for the community in our area, further than the Bedford area even. So just tell us a little bit about why you guys give back to the community the way that you do and some of the things that you've done in the past and your plans to continue doing it in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So, our story goes back just a couple years as far as, I just finished 2 years, my 2-year anniversary with the company. And, really, when I came in, we were sort of right in the middle of COVID. Our plant had gone through a lot of management changes. And I think we all remember sort of in that height of COVID, no one was doing anything really. It was sort of trying to survive and make sure we were taking care of our employees, we were being safe. But as far as our, employee retention was really down. I noticed when I started working there that a lot of people in the community, didn't even know who Sam Moore was. And we've been in business for over 80 years. So that was, for me and some of our other team members, a little bit of a shock to know that we've been sort of right here in Bedford. And a lot of people, we would say, oh, I had no idea you guys did this, or I didn't know you were here. So, sort of with having a lot of open orders, being tough to find people to work, having not great retention of some of our employees sort of throughout that COVID, we sort of got our leadership team together and looked at what we were missing. And it was sort of twofold. One was talking to our current employees and really just getting honest feedback on, are our pay rates competitive? What do our benefits look like? What can we change internally? Or are we doing employee engagement events? Are we making sure we're taking care of our current employees? And then the other part of that was people in the community don't know who we are, and that's really an issue. So, it's really important that we're supporting the employees and their own communities. So, getting feedback from our own employees of what causes are important to them, what volunteer organizations do they participate in, and how we can sort of better serve our communities. And I've sort of always felt that if your only goal is success, a lot of times you'll sort of miss the mark and a lot of things will fall through the cracks while you're trying to become successful. But if your goal is sort of to serve others and to make sure, your people are taken care of and help out however you can, a lot of times success comes with it, but that was never your original goal. And you're also sort of taking care of people along the way. So we sort of through COVID, we sort of got on this journey of how can we improve our employee atmosphere, serve our community. And so really, we created an employee engagement team with most of the leadership in our plant, and we would meet monthly and sort of go over what do we want to do this month for our employees, what do we want to do in the community, what are the action steps we need to take, who's going to take control of what. And that's sort of where the journey started. And then a lot of that, as far as what we do, I mean, we've just been able to form a lot of great partnerships with, the local SPCA and helping them. We've donated a lot of chairs to different raffles for, some great organizations. There's a few things we've always done, like Teachers of the Year, chairs for them in Bedford County. And, recently with the hurricane in Florida, we did some relief for that, collecting different items. And we're about to participate as a sponsor in the 5K for CASA, which they do a lot of court appointed, advocate work for, people going through domestic violence and other things like that. And even though they're in Lynchburg, they said a lot of the people they work with are actually in the Bedford area. So, it's just one of those things that if everyone's super busy. So if you don't make that time to really plan out those events, a lot of that, it's tough to happen. But, that's sort of where it was born out of just that desire to sort of retain better employees and really get the word out, that we do care about people and we want, Bedford to sort of thrive and to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, you guys are creating a partnership with the Bedford Adult Education Center and their ESL and GED classes. Could you tell us a little bit about that program?
Yeah, sure. So, a lot of the positions in our plant, for one thing, I'm fluent in Spanish myself just from living overseas for several years, and I taught high school Spanish for a while. And so we do sort of, in the last couple of years, we've translated a lot of our training materials and safety videos and really a lot of our sort of, learn the process from beginning to end, in different areas like our sewing and upholstery, so that anyone that has a little bit of a limited English is able to learn. And so, because of that, last year I visited the Adult Education Center and I was able to get connected to a sewer from Venezuela who was learning English and really wanted to work. And so through sort of that partnership and Virginia Career Works, Denise Hutton, she also was able to help with that sort of in that program. But we, got this sewer started and then from there said, hey, she's a great employee and she's also at the same time taking these classes to learn English and use that sort of to better herself, here. And so this year we said, how can we sort of advance that to almost a higher level? So we're working with them. We basically the idea is we want to set up, and it'll probably be mid to late November, we're going to set up a tour for their students to come on site and see a lot of the positions that we have. Prior to doing that, we want to sort of create a little bit of a literacy program where we sort of create a list of vocabulary terms that would be essential for them to know in English when they come on to work for us. So, they'll be sort of divided by department, in sewing, you're going to obviously need to know some of those technical terms, and upholstery, more of the hand tools, staple guns, things like that. So the goal is sort of prior to that tour, the students are going to have the chance to sort of learn and practice some of those terms so that when they come on site and we do the tour, they'll sort of be able to reinforce a lot of those words that they used. And then if they are, interested in working, we agreed that we'll be flexible with their schedule so that they don't miss any GED or ESL classes and they can still, work for us around that schedule so that we're still, furthering their education, making that, a priority, but also being able to work with them and have a location that's really close to where their classes are. So it's something that, we're really excited about as a team and, just a great opportunity on both sides to sort of have that support, because I think, once someone starts as they are learning English, we're going to be able to communicate directly with their teachers and say, hey, they're doing great here. They could use some reinforcement on this type of, vocabulary, and it's sort of going to be a great sort of dual partnership in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that there are two things that Sam Moore really likes to focus on are the importance of local businesses giving back and also being an active part of the community where their employees live and work. Do you have any final thoughts on either of those topics?
No, I mean, the main thing I think for local businesses, I think Bedford really has sort of a strong community, and really it's very important in Bedford to sort of support other local organizations. So, you know, I would just say, you know, a lot of times people sort of look to someone else for a solution as far as, we want Bedford to thrive. We need to get more businesses. It'd be great to get more manufacturing here. We need to hire more people. But a lot of times we need to look at ourselves as being part of that bigger solution. So just, finding ways that we can work together in the community, despite any of the obstacles that we have with, the economy and supply chain and everything else, because, Bedford is just, it's an absolutely beautiful place. And, the businesses here, the people are some of the greatest people that I've ever met. And that's coming from, someone that's not local, that, did not grow up in the area. So, um, just looking for those partnerships. And, I think it's important that if you are a business, that you are supporting that, that economy and that community that your own employees are working in. So same thing for us, like with events and other things that we do, we really try to look to always, do local, if it's, whether it's catering, make sure we're using local organizations to do that, or, anything else that might come up. So I would just say, that's really important for us. And I think overall it's sort of a value of a lot of other local businesses, and, obviously you all as well. I mean, we've just had a great experience working with the chamber, and, we're sort of excited to see this next year, how we can continue that partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if there are any people out there listening that are interested in learning more about Sam Moore or potentially interested in trying to find a job there, what is the best way for them to get in contact with you guys?
Honestly, they're always welcome to come by the plant and ask for me. I'm typically there most days. They can also, there's a very large sign outside that says we're hiring, and that actually has my direct phone number on it. So people are welcome to call me on that number. Um, or, through my email, which is just and then my last name, Booth at hookerfurnishings.com. But yeah, any of those ways, people are welcome. Or if it's someone that, is looking for some type of partnership in the community, we're always open to hearing about any ways that we can help out.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we mentioned earlier that Home News Now article about Sam Moore, and I forgot to mention if anyone would like to check out that article and read it, you can go to homenewsnow.com, click the little search bar, and just type in Bedford, and you'll see the article about Sam Moore. So thank you, Sarah, for coming on this morning. I'm glad we could work it out, and just thank you guys for everything that you do in our community, all of your volunteerism and donations that you give. It's really great to have you guys in our community and as part of our chamber.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you all so much for having us. And I'm sure we'll talk soon.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye. So we have a few chamber events coming up through the end of the year. We have been partnering with the Bedford YMCA all summer for their Summer Sunset Festival series, and they are wrapping up that event series this Friday, October 21st from 6 to 10 p.m. It's going to be at the Bedford Y. They'll have two bands, Cleophas James and Rewind, a food truck, some YMCA activities open for kids, a beer garden. It's a really great opportunity for you to just come out and enjoy a relaxing evening, let the kids run around. This event is open to members and non-members of the YMCA, and it is $5 per person to attend. We also will have a ribbon cutting this Saturday, October 22nd at 10 a.m. for the 1 year anniversary of Bridge Street Cafe's opening. Bridge Street Cafe was our Rising Star Award recipient, so we are really excited to get back to the cafe and host a ribbon cutting for them for their 1-year opening anniversary. On Thursday, October 27th, from 5 to 7 p.m., we will be having a Live at 5 networking event at Magnolia Mountain Realty on Longwood in Bedford. This is a really great opportunity for you to speak with chamber members, chamber volunteers, board members, staff, and get a little bit of information about the chamber. Or if you're already a chamber member, you can come and network and extend your reach a little bit, use those connections that the chamber is able to give you. So again, that is going to be on Thursday, October 27th from 5 to 7 p.m. Our last signature event is coming up on Saturday, November 12th. It's going to be our annual Christmas holiday market. This is going to be the 9th annual event. We're really excited. This year it's going to be held on Saturday, November 12th from 10 to 4 at CVCC in Bedford. We're going to have over 40 local vendors. We'll have a food truck, photos with Santa. If you are looking to get some Christmas cards done, we are going to do a Christmas card photo shoot where for only $20, you will get digital images from 2 different Christmas backdrops, including one setup is a photo with Santa. So you'll have time if you need to order some Christmas cards or if you need some new and updated Christmas prints for your home. Our last event that is scheduled for 2022 is our annual A Line Before 9 at the Bedford Welcome Center for their Festival of Trees. That's going to be on Tuesday, December 13th from 8 to 9 a.m. And again, this is a networking event where you can come and learn about the chamber or talk to chamber representatives, get some more information, extend your reach. This is always a really fun event because it's right before Christmas. Things are kind of winding down. You can come out, see all the gorgeous trees that are at the Welcome Center, and grab some breakfast. All of our events are listed on our website, bedfordareachamber.com. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. Our office number is 540-586-9401. And keep a lookout for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.